settlement councils. Israeli farms flourish in the Jordan River Valley, and Israeli resorts line the shores of the Dead Sea. A lot of people don't realize this. They line the shore of the Dead Sea.
If you guys believe in reptilians,
is not allowed.
this is one to watch.
In fact, almost no
I've never seen anybody lick their lips as much as John Kerry has. This is pretty odd.
Permit was issued by Israel.
Now, I don't know if there's actually reptilians out there, but this is pretty weird. Just keep watching. I'll record as much as possible until my battery dies or until it's over. Look how many count how many times he licks his lips like a freaking lizard.
Permit from the Israeli military are potentially subject to demolition, and they are currently being demolished at an historically high rate. Over 1,300 Palestinians, including over 600 children, have been displaced by demolition.
Just count the times
he
licks his lips.
More
it's pretty
than
weird.
Any previous year.
And this goes on for about
so the settler agenda
at least 5-6 minutes that I've counted so far.
And their stated purpose is clear. They believe in one state, Greater Israel. In fact, one prominent minister who heads a pro-settler party declared just after the U.S. election, and I quote, "The era of the two-state solution is over," end quote. And many other coalition ministers publicly reject a Palestinian state. And they are increasingly getting their way, with plans for hundreds of new units in East Jerusalem recently announced, and talk of a major new settlement building effort in the West Bank to follow. So why are we so concerned? Why does this matter? Well, ask yourselves these questions. What happens if that agenda succeeds? Where does that lead? There are currently about 2.75 million Palestinians living under military occupation in the West Bank, most of them in areas A and B, 40% of the West Bank, where they have limited autonomy. They are restricted in their
I've never seen anybody lick their lips this much.
Into or out of the West Bank without a permit from the Israelis.
I've never realized it before either. So if reptilians are real, this is pretty awkward.
Enclaves in the middle of the West Bank, with no real political rights, separate legal education and transportation systems, vast income disparities, under a permanent military occupation that deprives them of the most basic freedoms. Separate and unequal is what you would have. And nobody can explain how that works. Would an Israeli accept living that way? Would an American accept living that way? Will the world accept it? If the occupation becomes permanent over the time, the Palestinian Authority could simply dissolve, turn over all the administrative and security responsibilities to the Israelis. What would happen then? Who would administer the schools and hospitals, and on what basis? Does Israel want to pay
who the hell does this shit?
Lost international assistance?
Who licks their lips every time they stop talking? Even while he's talking, right in the middle of
police the streets of every single Palestinian city and
of a sentence. There he goes again.
Respond to a growing civil rights movement from Palestinians
Let's see, watch this.
demanding a right to vote.
There he goes again. Let's see.
Widespread protests and unrest across the West Bank.
There he
How
goes.
does Israel reconcile a permanent occupation with its democratic ideals?
There he goes. There he goes again. I can name it every time. Watch.
Continue to defend that and still live up to our own democratic ideals.
Again. Yeah, there he goes.
Nobody has
that was a
ever
big one.
provided good answers to those questions because there aren't any.
There he goes. There he goes again.
And there would be an increasing risk of more intense violence.
He's going to do it again.
Palestinians and settlers. And
there he goes.
Despair
While he's talking.
That would create very fertile ground for extremists.
Does he need some chapstick, or I've never ever seen this in my life?
Israel faces today, which we are very cognizant of and working with them to deal with. Does it really want
Chap lips?
An intensifying conflict in the West
Buy
Bank?
him some chapstick.
How does that help Israel's security?
Never ever seen this in my life.
The answer is it doesn't, which is precisely why so many senior Israeli
Nobody cares about Kerry anymore.
Leaders, past and present,
The left is a bullshit.
believe the two-state solution is the only real answer for Israel's
Go ahead, lick your
long-term
lips.
security.
Look, dude, there you go. Good
Now,
boy.
one thing we do know.
There you
If
go.
Israel
Again.
goes down the one-state path, It will never have true peace with the rest of the Arab world.
No, we'll never have true peace here.
With certainty.
You guys want to globalize
the Arab
everything.
Countries have made clear that they will not make peace with Israel without resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Hey,
That's not where their loyalties lie. That's not where their politics are.
Yeah, like you guys made a great deal with Iran, huh? Giving them nukes. And $150 billion. Good job.
Destabilizing activities. In fighting
Lick your
extremists,
lips.
as well as
Nobody cares what you're saying. Lick your lips.
Created real possibilities for something different if Israel takes advantage of the opportunity.
I mean, I've never seen it. Lick my lips. I've never seen this shit in my life.
Fundamentally different relationship.
I've been recording for almost 6 minutes.
Stated in the Arab Peace Initiative.
It's still I can name it. There you go. Keep on going. Lick your lips.
In the context of Israeli-Palestinian
Oh my
peace,
goodness.
not just the normalized
Never in my life.
relations,
6 minutes, and every time he stops talking, even in the middle of a sentence, he'll do it.
Cooperation.
Can you say reptilian? That's to take your skin off.
To support serious Israeli-Palestinian negotiations and to take steps on the path
I
to
can't.
normalization.
If my camera was bad, I would look at his eyes, see if they
including
changed.
public
But my
meetings.
camera sucks.
Providing
At least I get to
there
lick
is
lips.
a meaningful progress towards a two-state solution.
Unbelievable.
My friends, that is a real opportunity that we should not allow to be missed.
Oh, shut up.
That raises one final question.
I will never trust
Is
the left
ours
ever again.
generation that gives up
Try
on
to
the dream of the
globalize us,
Jewish democratic
trick us.
state of Israel, living in peace and security with its
I'm
neighbors?
glad I woke up from this shit.
Because that is really what is at
Go ahead,
stake.
lick your lips.
Now that
Delicious.
is what informed our vote at the Security Council last week. The need to preserve the two-state